Ah. Okay. Hello, darlings. Every night. Da-da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. Cole Porter, how about that? Hi, welcome to, here we go. Hot morning mics, baby. Mics in the morning. We're going to get this is going to go on for the rest of my life until I die. I'm going to tell you something very honestly right now as we get together for the first ever morning stream. Going to do it daily. And shout out to Grease G. Is it G-R-I-S-G? You're the first person that I noticed in the chat that showed up, and it was, I think, 37 minutes early. But anyway, I'll never forget you. The first person. And we're going to build this thing slowly. But look, this is a mixture of just news, information. We go through the morning paper together. We figure out what's going on. Instant first reactions. And I'm confessional. I'm more excited to do this for now 61 people, 66 people than doing extra or any entertainment news television show for 1 million, 2 million people. By far, okay? Because anything goes. So hit the comment section. I want to hear from you. Ask Billy anything. We'll do news, Maine news items. We'll do some gossip items. We'll do television last night. What are you binging? What the hell is going on with Love Island? I mean, I don't know anything about it. It's the one thing I think I'm just too old. Like I think me watching Love Island isn't a great look, but I do so much other weird shit, so it's fine. We'll do the hot mic moment, something that happened overnight or very early in the morning that's kind of viral, and we'll check that out. Comment confessional. Tell me something that's going on with you. Admit something. You know, there's nothing like shared shame. We'll do the Maine thing. I'm coming to you from an island in Maine, 12 miles off the coast of Maine. So I'll share with you, something from this place. And by the way, I saw something I haven't seen in 39 years that I've been coming up here. I saw something in the water that made me freak out, and I can't go for a long distance swim until this gets sorted out. Craig Solo, hi from London, England. Hello, sir. Welcome from London, England. Good to have you. It's an evening show for you, Craig Solo. Love you, baby. Thanks for being here. There's Tina Neal. Love seeing you back in the game. Tina, I've been back in the game for a little while, but it's been the old game. I returned to television. It was important to me after being fired from the Today Show that I returned to mainstream television because I was so pissed off that mainstream TV and threw me out. I said, no, I will walk back through the front fucking door, and then I'll get around to doing what it is I want to do, which is this. So I don't know why that was important to me, but I did that. But thanks for that. Maine's the only state I've not been to. And it's on my to-do list. Tina, you've got to come here. It's gorgeous, and we can't wait to see you. All right, so we'll hit the chat all morning long. Let's get into some of the news that struck me overnight. On the serious note, off the bat, of course, update on the Texas floods. I hate to say it that over 100 people have perished. It's tragic. I spoke a little yesterday on Hot Mics about dropping my kids off at camp when they were 11 years old, and it just broke my heart. And their dad, we're nervous. I said, girls, it's going to be great. That's exactly what these parents said to their kids, and it's just you just can't control free. Disaster doesn't escape the world. The situational irony that it's a Christian girls' camp and biblical rains, caused so much havoc. Yeah, that's there. But I guess we never feel closer to God than when we are in terrible, terrible, desperate, tragic ways. It's the truth. And each one of those little girls is angels. But right now, the latest news is that local officials there are under tremendous scrutiny. I think efforts to build a more substantial flood warning system had been approached year after year, and they were overlooked, abandoned due to budget concerns. So Kerr County officials, Kerr County, the main county there, did not appear to have emergency warnings. In fact, the mayor of Kerrville says that no alert warning was ever received to their cell phone. A little bit of news here on the on this front. It's going to make you very happy. You ready? Here's the greatest news you have ever heard. Who's ready for it? The toes gotta goes, baby. The TSA is going to stop requiring the removal of shoes at the security line. I'm so tired of people's. I have beautiful feet. I'm not going to lie. My feet are gorgeous. So, I could have been a foot model. I'd like to break them out, but I've seen many a gnarly bunion there when I don't want to see it. It was one of the great overreactions of all time, wasn't it? Understood. But 2001, in December, Richard Reed, this is the reason why we take off our shoes. Richard Reed, on a flight from Paris to Miami, tried to hide explosives in his shoes. Remember that? Passengers overwhelmed him, like Flight 93. They overwhelmed the guy, took him down. And then, of course, we got into a massive overreaction and we started making people take off their shoes. But, okay, understood. We've done that many times. But now with advanced sort of imaging technology and improved threat detection capabilities, they're going to now this summer start letting people wear their damn shoes. It'll speed up the regular lines, kind of like pre-check, where, of course, you don't have to wear your shoes. But I hate taking off my shoes. I mean, I'm used to it now, so it's like it's that humiliating thing we all do. I don't know why. It's not like I'm taking off my pants. But, it's still sort of invasive. That's over. Some other news, Veterans Affairs, one of the federal bureaucratic agencies that's going to avoid massive layoffs is Veterans Affairs. Trump is big with veterans, so that would be a huge mistake there. We're going to lay off 80,000 people. It's now going to be 30,000 by the end of the year, so 50,000 less. But they say, listen, all mission critical positions were never in danger and they are exempt. You know how many employees there are at the VA? 470,000. Jesus. Holy shit, that's a lot of people there. All right, Steve is with me. Steve, my producer Steve, came up on Sunday night. He brought all the equipment. Steve, there you are. Hey, let's say hello to Steve. Steve's from Lynn, City of Sin, baby. He's very excited about Karen Reed.
Yep.
Karen had a beautiful 4th of July. She was got her independence back. I did talk a little bit yesterday about Turtle Boy. He went down for the guy that created all that havoc outside, all the people out on the streets outside the courthouse. He went down for vacation and decided with his buddies to do a drive-by at Brian Higgins' house. Higgy, the guy we all think is a major suspect in the actual death of John O'Keefe. Anyway, he drove by Higgy's house. Higgy came out on the lawn looking a lot skinnier and yelled at him, "Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here." Higgy on the lawn down in Sandwich, Massachusetts. So anyway, I don't know. I would have driven by too. I don't blame Turtle Boy for going by the house. I kind of want to see where Higgy is. And if Higgy came out, I'd get out of the car and be like, Turtle Boy can't do it. But I would get out of the car and say, hey, if you hit me, first of all, there's going to be a huge lawsuit. But I just want to talk to you. Okay. I would do that. But the hot mic moment, let's get to that. Netanyahu, Bibi, has dinner with Donald Trump at the White House. And he says, basically, Mr. Trump, surprise, surprise, I've drafted a letter to the Nobel Peace Prize Committee nominating you, sir, for the prize. Trump pretends he's had no idea that this was coming. Let's take a look at it.
You have Bibi and Sarah with us, friends of mine for a long time, and we had a tremendous success together.
I want to present to you, Mr. President, the letter I sent to the Nobel Prize Committee. It's nominating you for the Peace Prize, which is well-deserved, and you should get it.
Thank you very much. This I didn't know.
I didn't see this. I have to say it. I didn't see it. Bibi, you surprised me all the time, Bibi. And this time, you really outdone yourself. Of course, he knew it was coming. But listen, I mean, is it a total joke? Did he just bomb the bejesus out of Iran? No, it's not a total joke. He launched the Abraham Accords, help broker normalization agreements between Israel and United Arab Emirates and Morocco and Sudan and other, Bahrain and countries like that. Trump was the first sitting president to go to North Korea and the DMZ, put out his hand and see Kim Jong-un. Although I really believe that the reason he did that was just to tower over the little guy for a minute, right? Little Rocket Man is standing there. I'll never forget my uncle, George H.W. Bush, when he was in a debate with Michael Dukakis. It was a big presidential debate, 1988. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The advisors said, Mr. President, visuals are very powerful. Mr. Vice President, when the debate begins, walk out to the center of the stage and stick out your hand for a handshake. And so he's standing there in the debate and they welcome everybody in. We're live on television. And Bush walks out to the center of the stage and sticks out his hand. And Dukakis is standing on a little footstool, a little soapbox, I guess you can call it, but like a milk crate or whatever. And he has to step down and walk out. And so you see him step down, and then he walks out and he's like, hello. And he puts the hand out for the handshake, and the debate was over at that point. It's just one guy looks like he's in charge, and the other guy, looks like he's riding on training wheels. But that was Trump's move with Kim Jong-un. He went there for the photo ops and the whole thing. But, did it de-escalate nuclear tension? Yeah, I think it had everybody scratching their heads going, holy shit, can't believe we're talking to these guys. He has an overall stance against foreign wars. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right. Little coffee talk here. Let's get in. I've not had a chance to comment on Charlize Theron and her appearance on Call Her Daddy podcast, talking about a one-night stand with a 26-year-old. How do we feel about that? I got to say, as a 53-year-old, I feel slighted, frankly. She says, I'm a 40-something woman. This is my sexual independence. I hook up with this 26-year-old guy. I say, first of all, you're in your 40s for exactly a month, okay? August 7th, welcome to 50. I'll be standing at the door to greet you, no question. But, Charlize, I try to think, is it people of a certain, like, if you're Charlize's age, women in your 40s, 50s, how do we feel about the 26-year-old dude one-night stand? I'm not against it. Yeah, does it make me feel a little insecure? I mean, probably. Like, oh my God, that's too young. I have a 26-year-old daughter, so I can tell you this. If it were the other way around and I connected in that way with a 26-year-old woman, they'd kill me. They wouldn't talk to me. They'd call me disgusting and call me whatever it was. So there is definitely a double standard here for sure. What do we think about that? Oh, hey, good morning from Madison, Connecticut. Philip, Madison, Connecticut. That's where I grew up, partially. If it was a man, everyone would be slapping him on the back saying, attaboy, says Ray Hassan. Yeah. Billy, you have great hair. Apparently nice feet. So you're all good. How's my mustache? I'm trying to get that going. Can you see? Hey, I think I'll look good with a stash. I'm giving it a shot. But look, no judgment from Lisa right there. My take is, women of a similar age who are happily married don't like hearing this. It upsets them. Women of a similar age who are not happily married, tell me more. I want to hear more about this. I think younger women, back off, Granny. Back off, Granny. That you leave that horse to us. Men, younger men, like the actual 26-year-old guy, are thinking, let's keep this going. Where's Angelina? We want in. Younger men have always been fascinated with older women. It's too early, but if you keep after me, at some point, I will tell my Mrs. Robinson story. I do have, this would be, I really have to trust you in order to tell you the Mrs. Robinson story. But what does it say in the old Penthouse Forum letters? I never thought this could happen to me, but Don't say the Bushman hasn't lived a little life, okay? I got scars, man. I got scars, baby. So anyway, Charlize, yeah. And my thing is like, look, why don't shame Charlize Theron for sharing anything honest? We want big celebrities to do that. The reason why the whole podcast world exploded and traditional entertainment news media shrinks like crazy is because they don't engage. Celebrities don't engage. They don't share. They're not honest. They have publicists that circle the wagons and threaten you. Don't air that in your interview. Why? I did a great interview and they shared all this stuff. Don't air that. It's like, we want Charlize to say things that are honest and a little unbridled. Share her inhibitions, right? And if you jump all over Charlize for it, she's not going to do it anymore. And then Bradley Cooper or someone else is going to see that and say, you know what? I'm not going to engage either. Yeah. Oh, Mrs. Robinson's story. Oh, yeah, okay. Kelly right here in the chat says, attorney Melanie Little. I heard Melanie talking about me after I was on her stream. Melanie said, I didn't know he was single or whatever. I mean, I have a girlfriend.
Billy, so earlier in the thing, Melanie, a lot of people are saying you're on the East Coast. You and Melanie should play a little golf and have a little money on it, I think. Earlier.
Oh, is she a golfer? Melanie? I'll definitely beat Melanie on the golf course. Yeah, Melanie Little, I will defeat you. Did you talk about the Brad Pitt interview with Dak Shepard? That's a safe interview. They met in, it's supposed to be Alcoholics Anonymous, right? But I think that's where they met, in a support group, which is great. Dak Shepard has been sober for a long time. By the way, I'm getting sick of drinking too. We'll talk about that. You know why? Because I can't stop at like one. I don't just have a cocktail. I like a few cocktails. I like the buzz, but then the brain fog, and then the next day, the amplification of the negative voice. I love that interview with Dak Shepard and Brad Pitt. Safe, good, great first step for Brad. I hope he does more. In fact, Brad, I would love to have you here. Promise you it'll be friendly and loving. I'm 53. A lot of my military clients claim younger men would rather be with older women because more mature. Yeah, it's just exciting. I don't know why. It's just younger guys. It's very, very exciting. There's a woman who's got experience and she's showing you around. She's your tour guide through. I think that's exciting. I don't think we should shame this. I think you got to let it go. I'm so here for the mornings, Billy. Sloan Smith, I know. Sloan, thank you. Morning television was where I was really the happiest in my life. And that would be Access Hollywood Live, not the Today Show. That was miserable. But Access Hollywood Live for years is really the happiest broadcast time of my life. And so here we go. We're footloose and fancy free. Some Blake Lively news. Okay, guys, this is important here. You're doing the chat when you call people guys. Hey, guys. Blake Lively. Okay, so I read the article yesterday, Blake Lively versus the misogyny slop ecosystem, by an author named Kat Tenbarge. Add this to the other kitschy sort of activist headlines like, toxic masculinity, industrial complex, and attention economy meat grinder. These titles kind of grab people. They're kitschy. What does that even mean? It's like provocative. It's performative. Misogyny slop ecosystem. It's meme speak. It's designed by like the very people she accuses to gain attention, right? That kind of thumbnail and headline. Anyway, the article accuses content creators and influencers of recycling misogynistic narratives about women who speak up. It's the antidote to Me Too. Shading women who voice grievances with endless takedowns, rooted in cynicism, creating vacuous echo chambers. It's a slam. The problem is I like what she's saying, and I understand that. And she's, wrote the same thing about Amber Heard. The problem is Blake Lively is not innocent. She's not. If she were an innocent woman who were, and because there's too many receipts out there. If she were an innocent person, in my opinion, I would be as outraged if all these people were just beating up on her. Except for this didn't happen. Justin Baldoni did not sexually harass Blake Lively. The receipts are there. Didn't happen. So I'm all for, I would be super pissed if one of my daughters, told me about being sexually harassed. I would encourage them to stand up. And if they didn't, I'd go visit the guy myself. But it didn't happen. And, Brian Friedman was very smart to put out that 179 pages of receipts. And anyway, but, I appreciate the article. And I sent an email to the author, Kat Tenbarge, and I said, she's a very smart person, by the way, very good writer. Clearly pro Amber Heard, pro Blake Lively. Fine. She talks to it as the ultimate backlash to me too. I said, listen, come on, let's have a conversation. I'll have a conversation with anyone. But if you're talking about content creators and, internet sleuths whipping up algorithms and stuff with them getting people's attention, it's the same thing with that headline. It appears as searing cultural indictment, but really just comes off as glib and unserious and frankly disposable. So I looked at some of her other headlines and I kind of found them to be similar. Let me ask you a question in the stream here. I'm a television addict. I am streaming everything. I watched The Waterfront. I don't think it was very good. Frankly, Kevin Williamson is the writer. Dawson's Creek. He's done some great stuff. I think the writing is bad, which leads to bad acting, but I couldn't stop watching it. I loved it. I recommend it. So that I watched. I just watched the final episode of season 2, 9 Perfect Strangers with Nicole Kidman. Love her. Oh my God, she's so good. Everything she does. And Nicole Kidman is like Kate Winslet to me. If I see their name attached to something, and whatever, Steve, what was the last thing Kate Winslet did? It was called like The Emperor or something. It was, or The Dictator or something. It was horrible. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen. And I got to episode 3 because of her. And I was so baffled by it, I couldn't go any further. But Mayor of Easttown, unbelievable. Nicole Kidman does not miss. It's probably the secret to her relationship with Keith Urban, right? Constantly gone. But Love Island is the #1 show of the summer, and I can't do it. 6 episodes, by the way, that's so smart. Keep feeding people. But Love Island, USA, they got 2 of these women. This little one right here, and the second from the left, she had to go because they unearthed some footage of her using the N-word. And she's like, I had no idea that it was like a supercharged, painful word. I'm like, really? You're just cluing into the fact you can't use the N-word? Juliska? And by the way, her name is Juliska Escobar. Julissa Escobar. And then the other woman, Sierra Ortega, they unearthed her with some comments that she had made on social media years ago using a derogatory word for Chinese people. Rhymes with slinky, she said, when she did her Botox. She, of course, issued the customary apology. I think this is all part of, I think the producers know about this. They know everything about, you don't cast someone in a reality show these days without knowing their timeline. They found these things and I think, let's let that roll out a week before the finale. Let's let that one roll out in the beginning, one roll out later, and, keep it going. I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist, but I do think you know about that. We just live in an era where this stuff happens all the time, too often. Anyway, but I can't watch Love Island. I just think my daughters watch it like crazy, so maybe I'll get one of them to comment on it. But I guess if you're watching it, talk me into it. Good morning from Boston. Good morning from California. Hey, Callie. Hi from Australia. Look at that. Keep fighting the good fight. Queen Flossie is your name. Hi there, Queen Flossie. I don't get the Love Island thing, says Attorney Melanie Little. Melanie, is that you? All of my kids are addicted. None of the players are likable. Melanie, is that you? Is that the Melanie Little, or is that someone like a...
No, that's her.
Oh, Melanie. There she is. Melanie, you're a golfer, I understand. Little versus Bush. What do we think? In a classic.
It's me.
It's me. Yeah. Hey, Melanie Little. Last time I was on as your guest, you talked about me when I left. I think you said you didn't know I was. Oh, he said I'm not single. I'm unmarried.
Remember, she
you
got
know.
the hole in one.
I got a hole in one. Remember? Oh, you did get a hole in one. Remember? And I admitted to Melanie that I never cheer for people who get a hole in one because I'm too small. I'm too small a person to cheer for the hole in one. It immediately my mind goes to, where's mine? Why haven't I had my hole in one? Melanie, we're going to have to get together and chat. I hope you're available this week. We're just doing this day one, Melanie. And the fact that you're here on day one, I appreciate it. We love your work. Amazing job she did all through the Karen Reed trial. That was awesome. Okay. Every day while here in Maine, I'm going to share something called the Maine thing. Something from Maine. This will be very good for tourism, I think. I mean, if they want people here, I don't know. Some Mainers are like, keep people away. We don't want them. But I saw something I haven't seen in 39 years off my dock. When I first got here, it was like day 2. Steve, roll this up. This is
And a beautiful
look at
day.
this.
Normally a beautiful
That's my
swim
brother's
from this
dock
dock
over there.
to that dock.
I'm standing
and
on
now,
my mom's. You see that?
all the
shit?
evidence I
Look
need
at that
to
jellyfish.
not swim
Look at the
at all
tentacles. Look at the
once
strings
the
on
whole
that
summer.
son of a
Look
gun.
at the tail on that jelly.
15 feet long.
Oh my
That thing stings
God.
you. It's like Hitch.
It's
You blow up your whole face. You got to dump your body. You got to take a vinegar bath to get through that. Is that the most disgusting thing you've ever seen?
Yeah.
Now, normally I like to, listen, we have beautiful lobster pots back here, and Maine's fantastic. But what you just saw, I've never seen a jellyfish like that, and it might be because of warm water. I don't know, but I haven't seen it since. And what I should have done is scooped it out, thrown it on the beach, and gotten rid of it. Whew. I haven't seen a jellyfish, by the way. I used to see red jellyfish all the time as a kid. So anyway, all right. Comment confessional. I just think nothing bonds people together like a little shame released. Okay. I said that I had a Mrs. Robinson moment. Now, I don't know if that's me it's not me bragging because it's embarrassing. My daughters are probably watching this later going, you wait, I have to explain that to them now. And I blurted it out. I didn't even know what I was doing. That's the problem with this format. It's also what makes it lovely. Someone in this comments section, live and let live, Billy. No, if that jellyfish crosses my path, it scoops out and it goes, it has to be out of the water. It is certainly, all right, then I'll take it over to this other asshole who lives around the point there. I'll take it to his dock and put it there. Maybe that's a good idea. Oops. He goes swimming every morning at the same time. All right, give me a little, I'd like to see Steve Mine in here for a real confession, if you would.
Okay.
Okay? I want a real confessional. What'd you do? And you can start easy. Now, did you cheat on an exam when you were little? Now we all cheat because of ChatGPT, but yeah, I'd like to hear.
Billy, while we're waiting and I'm watching the confessionals, I want to go back to you teased the mustache. As a guy with a mustache.
You have a beautiful stash, but you have a lot of other hair. So your stash doesn't stick out all by itself.
But are you doing this because a lot of people say they're going to do the mustache and 3 weeks later they can't take it? Is this so? I mean, how in are you really?
Well,
we're talking confession.
I'm in heavily on the mustache. It takes me a long time to grow it, so at this rate, I'll be rocking by Movember. The chat was asking if you were single. The ladies were thirsty. Melanie Little, the great counselor, very gorgeous attorney. The ladies were thirsty. Now I can report you have a girlfriend. Laugh. Yes. What's unsexier than a man who has a girlfriend who doesn't share that? Shady. Yeah, I've got a wonderful girl. Her name is Allie, and she'll be listening to this when she wakes up. So she's a terrific person. I don't know what she's doing with me, but she's lovely. I never use ChatGPT. I'm old, I guess. Yeah. Once you start, by the way, speaking of Allie, like many women, they use ChatGPT as the therapist. and it absolutely tortures you. So, gentlemen, the worst thing that could happen to you is your girlfriend talking to ChatGPT or your wife. I broke somebody's heart. Yeah, you can't have a girlfriend. Billy, you can't have a girlfriend. You have broken all of our hearts. Yvonne Lee. Well, yeah, what are you going to do? Live in your little cabin here, but I mean, most of the summer I'm here by myself. We gotta ship in Big A. Doesn't like it when I call her Big A.
No.
Which reminds me of the joke. Do you know why the New York Giants don't have cheerleaders? And there are several teams in the NFL, that don't have cheerleaders. The New York Giants. You know why?
Why?
Seriously, none of them no woman wanted to be called a giant cheerleader. And no, it's true. That's what I'm hearing. We need a tub of Ben and Jerry's to soothe the pain. Not only that, Billy, you are mentioned in the court docs. What? What court docs? Catherine Phoebus, explain more. Look at this. I'm mentioned in what court docs? Don't say lively. Is it? I don't care. How old is the girlfriend? Just asking, since you're curious why Charlize was with a younger man. She's 19, but she's going to vote for her. I'm kidding. 48. Oh, am I going to get in trouble for saying that? It's 5 years difference. It's not my new morning show, Maryland and Mississippi. Now, the mother of my children is from Mississippi, from a little town called Clarksdale in the Delta, Maryland, and she and all her friends are in Oxford now. She did go to Ole Miss. Howdy, toddy, gosh, I'm out of who the hell are we? Hey, flim, flam, bim, bam, Ole Miss, by damn. I do remember the cheer from the Ole Miss Rebels. Went to many games, many cocktails. 48's a good age. Thank you, Stacy Q. The age is whatever. There's Kel Dubs. What's up, Kel Dubs? How you doing, girl? Age appropriate. I love this. Love me some Billy in the morning. Nikki, Cudsy. I'm going to go with Cudsy. Cudsy, thanks. It's my favorite medium, Yeah. So we do a little news together. We do a little connection. We do a little confessional. Where's my confessional? Tell me something about yourself. Somebody get out there and just lay it out. Something you've been holding on to. It doesn't have to be like anything massive. It could, but something what have you been hanging on to? We're all hanging on to something. No question about that. We are all hanging on to something. Yeah. Look at these beautiful people. 21 is a good age. Got the world by the ... I'll fill that in. Short and curlies. Hey, Billy, what's good? Oh, Charlie, if you're just joining us right now, I'll tell you what's good. What's really good is that the TSA banned or stopped requiring us to take off our shoes in the security line. That's announced today, and they're going to roll it out all summer so you can keep your damn shoes on even if you don't have TSA pre-check. But I feel like everybody does. Bill Maher said he doesn't date women who are age appropriate. Bill Maher has said, well, most men don't, I think. They try not to. And you know why? Here's the reason. Men are afraid of death. They are afraid of dying deep in there and being old and impotent, not impotent in the way that you can't get it up, but impotent and feeling desired and that thing that fills up their machismo. So they date young to keep them going. My brother, well, I shouldn't say that, but his wife is much younger. But they have she's okay. Here we go. But I've got friends like in Hollywood who are, after the first marriage, Esther Perel. Okay, I'm going to confess something right now. I will lead the way. Viagra, ? That's a very interesting topic. ED meds. It's all part of this men's health program right now. Peptides, hormonal replacement therapy, hair, minoxidil for the hair. Actually, Allie started saying your hair is amazing, but you know how much you love your hair. You don't want it to thin. So she's got me like just starting preemptive hair retention stuff. So I am taking this pill at night, a minoxidil. Now, the ED meds, I think this is an interesting thing. Do you take them recreationally? Do you take a little 5 milligram Cialis for the weekend? Absolutely not. Too young, anyone who says they haven't before is a liar, I think. Eileen, can you explain men? Oh, that's so cute. Eileen, I love you. Look at Eileen. Billy, can you please explain men to me? Eileen, yeah. I mean, that's too broad a question, but I can say the important thing for you to know is to embrace the men in your life for the good things that they do. I think we're coming out of a period of male backlash where we're embracing men again, because I think you, Eileen, love men, and Deborah Guzman, who's in here, and all these and wonderful women love men, and they want men to be manly. The truth is always somewhere in the middle. This toxic masculinity pop psychology term is ridiculous. There's toxic humanity. There's toxic people, and they can be female and they can be male. But the important thing for you is to, celebrate the good things about the good men at the same time as, weeding out bad people. But I read a book called The Tender Warrior at one point. Isn't that great? It's all in the title. We want warriors. We want tough guys. Men have saved the world. France, you know that. We did it in World War II. We've sacrificed more male lives to protect the world and people in it. And so we have gratitude for our manly men, right? We don't want sissy boys. So anyway, what is the what court documents am I mentioned in? Did we find that person again? Was it Blake? Blake Lively?
That's what their chat was saying.
Hey, Blake. Thanks for the shout out, girl. Yeah, Blake is asking for everything with your name mentioned and what they've leaked to you.
Wow.
Call my lawyer. I'm going to call my lawyer. It's going to be unexciting, Blake. You're barking up the wrong tree, I think, there, Chief. Nothing to hide here. Interview is, yeah, okay. What do we got there? Oh, Hank Brennan. Hank Brennan is so gross. Poor Hank Brennan. He got his ass kicked by Alan Jackson. Did you see the interview with Alan Jackson and Turtle Boy on Saturday night? That was really good. Really good. Alan had to show up and kiss the ring of Turtle Boy, which she absolutely should have. And they talked for about 45 minutes to 50 minutes, and it was excellent. And they're making the movie. I did text back and forth with Alan, and I'm trying to get him on, but he needs to not overdo it. And the reason why he said Karen Reed hasn't done any interviews is she think of the adrenaline. We've all been in a place of adrenaline. Someone's attacking you online, or someone does something to you in a supermarket. Your adrenaline, the hair on the back of your neck stands up, and you imagine Karen Reed living like that for 3.5 years. Every day of her life, people coming for her to take her down, to throw her in jail for something she didn't do for 3.5 years. Imagine that adrenaline. You got to then finish that, get acquitted, walk out and start talking to everybody like, oh my God, can you believe it? Just inundated and doing all these interviews for mental health purposes, sanity purposes. Better not to do that. She's laying low, and that's what Alan explained, and I get it. But they did do a deal for a movie. And I said, Alan, This is the funniest thing. Alan's got a good sense of humor. I said, you got to let Turtle Boy play himself. I think he's got big dreams of being in Hollywood, and I bet he can act. Let's give Turtle Boy a shot. He goes, well, been thinking about Jack Black as Turtle. I think that's an interesting turn. Jack Black as Turtle Boy. And then I said, for Karen Reed, I'll tell you, you know who looks like Karen Reed, and I don't know if she can act, is Kristen Cavallari.
Good one.
Kristen Cavallari, I did an interview with her recently. She looks, Sean Penn for Turtle Boy. Oh my God. Excellent. Allie, 90210 or 90211. Are you my neighbor? Yeah. And I thought is a great one for Alan Jackson. Who's ready for it? Sudeikis. Give him a serious role. I think Sudeikis with the great mustache, the great facial hair, we grow out a little bit. He would be an amazing Alan Jackson. And if Kristen Cavallari can't act, his ex-wife, Olivia Wilde, as Karen Reed. Ooh, Dre DiMatteo. Wow, Boston Brandy. What an amazing call. Michelle Monaghan. Who's that? For Karen, too tall. Karen's too tall, but Monaghan's too tall, but she's great.
Claire Danes.
Claire Danes for Karen Reed. Who's Jen McCabe? Who's Jen McCabe? Oh my God. Kate Beckinsale? Oh, I could get Kate Beckinsale. Been dealing with something with Kate Beckinsale recently, and I'll ask her. Benedict Cumberbatch as Bob Alessi. Little lawyer with the curly hair and the glasses. Oh my God. Yeah. Diane Lane. I think that, I don't want to say it, but Karen's 44 years old. Kerry Russell. Ooh, The Diplomat. Very good. Very good. Yeah. So Alan, we're going to get him on eventually, and a family member of Karen's. I'm really looking forward to that. We're not done with that. Who plays Higgy Baby? Oh my God. Got a guy on the island here in Maine. I'm telling you, looks exactly like Higgy Baby. And I can't tell. I can't bring it up. He's obviously that big too. And he could take me out, but he looks, it's a spitting image. I actually thought it was Higgy Baby for a second. Anyway, okay. Eliza Schlesinger. That's a good one. I love Eliza. I haven't seen her in a long time. I consider her a friend. Absolutely. Leslie Bibb for anything is what I'm saying. Oh, is McCabe? Oh my God, who did that? Wow, did you see that? Someone said, where am I? Someone said Leslie Bibb for Jen McCabe. Dye the hair. Why? We're just thinking all of a sudden, it's got to be a brunette. No. Leslie Bibb dyes the hair. She is Jen McCabe. That's the best casting I've seen. Aries girl, way to go. All right. Love that. Kathy Bates is Dr. Russell. Nosy Rosie. Boom. Score. Okay. All right. So let me wrap up with, here's the thing. It can't go all morning long. I think 45 minutes is about the right amount, right? Don't exhaust each other. But I saw this little inside baseball. You may not know. Celebs that are going to get a star on the Walk of Fame this year. They put out the list. Timothy Chalamet, of course. Demi Moore, Molly Ringwald, Emily Blunt. Yeah, this for the film division, of course. In the music division, Miley Cyrus and You Raise Me Up So I Can Stand On. Josh Groban. I like Josh. Very nice guy. Used to fill in for Regis all the time, amazingly. Bone Thugs and Harmony, those three. And then TV, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Noah Wiley. If you haven't seen The Pit, pretty good. Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay's responsible for Fox's entire television lineup. He's keeping the network afloat. So, yeah, obviously. But here's the little thing. Those aren't gifts. The star on the Walk of Fame, you have to buy them. Right? So it's like $25,000 you have to pay if you want a star in the Walk of Fame. It's still worth it. And you have to understand They can't. The city of the city of L.A. and Hollywood cannot afford to pay for every one of these. You're constantly putting a star in the middle of a sidewalk. It's constant construction. It costs a lot of money. So the people themselves have to pay for that distinction. Doesn't diminish it, I don't think, but they are paying, which is why I have not done Too Cheap, which is why I haven't done it. And when they ask me, we'll crowdfund. Anyway,
I had my brother in LA recently, and we went down to see the Walk of Fame and everything, and I told him about there being paid. He was really absolutely shocked. And I was like, I guess people don't know that it is a pay system.
yeah.
I mean, I think you got to be asked, right? But you still get paid.
Yeah, you got to pay. Yeah. All right. Matthew McConaughey for Yannetti. That's pretty good. Morning Mike's, 46 minutes long. I can't thank you enough. I got to say that. My life has been all over the place. And truly, for 333, we started at 3 people, and we're at 333 people. I don't care if it's 300, 3,000, 3 million. It's not going to change. I'm going to say shit I probably shouldn't. Shame left a long time ago. Lived a little life, had my ass handed to me, which makes, honestly, there's a benefit to having your ass handed to you. You see things that you didn't see so clearly before. You knowing what it feels like to be all the way down is, there's a big positive in that, right? Just makes you a little, pay closer attention and a little more empathetic. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Eastern and 7 Pacific, and just break it down. Just go nuts. I love you. Have a wonderful day. Thanks.